Hi and welcome to the first video in the chess set series, because it is going to be a series, quite a long series. I'm estimating that it's probably going to run over a year. I know that the first colour is going to be brilliant blue, so for a pawn it needs to be 1.5 diameter, 1.5 inches diameter by 2 tall. That I might have a bit of an issue getting each pawn to be identical, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. They'll all have their unique shape to them, so that's sort of where I'm going on that. So they're not going to be identical because this is not manufactured, this is individually made. Do a little introduction with this one, and then I'm going to start stabilising some wood, because there's a lot of pawns, so I need to stabilise quite a bit of this. I'm just going to show you how I do it, and at the end of the video we shall be baking it and seeing what it looks like. So I really hope you enjoy this project. It's a long project, and hopefully if it turns out as good as I have in my mind, we should have a really beautiful set at the end of it. Also, a quick thing, the board will also be made with stabilised coloured Mellee Burr, the centre of the board, and then there'll be a hardwood outer to this board. But that will be something that we will work on as we come closer to it. First we'll get the pieces done. Okay, that's us back. Now I've cut all these down to a size that will fit the mould. I'm not going to get them out actually, because I've just jammed them into there. I've just got a piece of metal from the lathe to sit on the top of them to hopefully keep them down, and a little bit there. Now I've mixed blue dye in, as you can see it's lovely and blue. Probably mixed maybe a bit too much in, but with these Turntex recommend that, oh Gordon Bennett, fine mess I've got going on here. Turntex recommend that if it actually turns out that the colour's too dark, to add some more Cactus Juice in. So I have that option should this be too dark. So let's get this in. Gave it a really good mix up in there. Now ideally you need it to be, should need it to be an inch above the wood. So we'll get this into here. Now I've got quite a deep vacuum chamber, and the inlet on this is a little bit to the side, so I'm hoping to avoid getting this splattering everywhere. Right, I'm hoping that you'll be able to see into here. And it is rather noisy. Now we'll watch for it bubbling up, and then we'll have to just wait until it sort of settles down a little bit. Okay, that's me on full vacuum now, so I shall come back as soon as it has done this process. It could take hours, so I'll just have to be patient. Okay, I'll come back once it's done. Okay, that's me back. I am just about to switch off the vacuum pump. And well, I'll release the air first and then I'll switch it off, and you just do this very slowly. You you do it too quick, the air pushes down and it splatters the resin everywhere. Okay, that's the lid loose now. So I shall actually leave this, I'll probably leave it a week. You know, you don't need to leave it a week. They say that, I think, is it 2 or 3 times the length of time that you've stabilised. But I'm not in any rush for this, and I'm going to be working for the next 8 days. So the next day that I come back to this will be in just over a week's time, and we'll take it out and we'll get it in the oven and we'll see what it looks like. Right, so it's about a week later, I think now. I've got my plastic bottle here to put my resin back into, because all of this resin will be able to be reusable. Obviously it's dyed blue. I've got a pack in here. I haven't had a look at any of that yet. I just wanted to go over the toaster oven. This is just a cheap £20 toaster oven that I bought. I keep this one in the shed here. It's got a little timer on it for an hour. That's the only thing I find is a bit of a pain, because most of this wood takes longer than an hour. I bought a little kitchen craft thermometer, which I shall keep in here. And what I do, because the temperature gauge on these is not very accurate, so I have it roughly, it's about 200, I think it's about 225. I usually set it to about 150 to warm up, and I need to keep it to 200 Fahrenheit is the temperature that we bake in. Now this is going by the Cactus Juice guidelines. Cactus Juice will cure at 200 Fahrenheit for 2 to 3 hours. Now these bits probably will take a few hours to cure. The one thing that I don't do, you'll see a bit of smoke coming off there, but it's just from past resins. I keep there's like a little tray in there. I keep that drip tray in there, and I clean all the wood off, which I'll show you me doing, and then I just basically place on the rack. That way I don't get any build up of thick resin that I need to clean from the burr. So I shall put this in here, and I shall wait for the temperature to get up to a steady 200 Fahrenheit, or I think it's, what is it, 93 Celsius. And I shall now get this wood out, clean it. I should just clean it with some paper towel from the shop here, wearing gloves, because if not you'll end up all blue. I just use a little one of these to pop back on the top of the bottle and empty that out first, and then I start to clean everything up. I'm going to put that onto a little time lapse, me doing all the preparation, and then we'll come back once this oven is ready. That's all the bits dried off now, so putting gloves back on again, because this dye is just very rich in colour. I'm not sure now if this is going to be too dark for me. So that's those. I don't know how well you can see that. It is incredibly dark. It might lighten up a little bit once it dries out. So I wait to pass judgment then about exactly what I'll do, and I shall probably even cast some and make up the first blank and turn it, and we'll see what it looks like on the inside. But this was left for about, these were left for about 8 days. I will put the burrs upside down on the rack in there so that no resin fills up these bits, because this is the difficult bits to clean out, and this is the bits that I want to have nice and fresh with no build up of resin on, because obviously this is going to be the bit that we're really going to see. So I shall put them upside down onto the rack, and we'll come back and have a look at them once they're all cured. I expect it's going to take a few hours. Right, that's it all sorted, so let's have a look, see what we've got. Nice. So you don't get any of the thick resin on it doing it this way. And actually, because I kept a good eye on the temperature, I had no bleed out neither. And that's the final one there. I actually love the way they look. I just don't know if they're going to look right in the chest piece yet. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and give the edges a nice sanding down, and we'll come and have a look at them. Okay, welcome back. That's them sanded down. It's got a bit of rubbing alcohol on there. I'll just put a spray on there just to show you. Comes out, I would say it's more of a greeny blue than blue. When I first took it out and it was the solid blue, I certainly wasn't keen on that, because I want a bit of a combination with the wood once we cut into it and that. So yeah, even though some bits have only got like a tiny little bit on the corner, but like the colour, so I'm quite pleased with that. It's obviously still completely dark on that side, which is a really dark blue. I dare say if I wet this wood, some of that would actually come off. But that's actually the true colour of it. It was very much the same with the pink. It's very dark on top, and yeah, it's not like that on the inside. So it did exactly the same, and the colours are beautiful and vibrant. And these colours, this will be all the way through. The wood on this bits will be blue. That's the joys of vacuum stabilising. So this one here is particularly nice. You can see it's almost like an ocean floor. It reminds me like a coral look. The way it comes up. I'm hoping you're getting to see that alright on camera. So yeah, really pleased with it. The true test will be once we sort of get some resin around it and see what it's looking like then. I'm going off to do that today. I was thinking of using an ink, but I'm thinking that the Illuminite dye Ocean Blue, obviously very translucent, might look very nice with this. So I'm going to go and test that out. And it'll be this one, I think, that I'm going to cast up first. So that'll be the next video that comes up. These little bits, as you see, this is the red one that I did. Obviously keep going on about this, but that's the red one I did. These are only small pieces of wood that's actually in those, and the effect came out very well. I'm not going to keep them uniform and keep wood down to a certain height. The wood will, the only sure thing that there'll be part resin and part wood. Other than that, there's not going to be any, they're not going to be uniform in size like that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, do give me that thumbs up. Let me know what you think of the colour. It's not going to change the way that I'm going, because obviously I'm going for a look myself. So I think the colour of this whole chest set will be, you'll probably maybe even love it, or you might not love it at all. But I'm going to continue on with this colour because I do particularly like it. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and look out for the next video that should be out pretty soon.